Mortuary Assistant is a supernatural horror film that's based on a video game with the same name that's about a recent mortuary science graduate who takes a night shift job at Riverfield's Mortuary. The job seems straightforward, embalming bodies, completing paperwork, and keeping things tidy, but once Rebecca starts working the night shift, things take a dark turn. Before I get to this review, leave for more film content. Thank you Pixel Media for giving me an opportunity to review this movie, as I've been wanting to watch this for a while just because it is a video game adaptation and I tend to be very fascinated towards those movies. Which made it more interesting because I know nothing of the video game, but my girlfriend who I watch it with has heard of this game and has seen playthrough walkthroughs of this game. So essentially she was my eyes when it comes to what's faithful, what's not, what they add that's necessary, or what they add that's not necessary. Which after watching this movie, we both didn't really like this one. The only praises I can say of the movie is that Willa Holland is okay in some aspects, and there's also some makeup effects when it comes to the practicality of things that's also okay in some aspects. The production design is at best, which my girlfriend has said is relatively faithful, but it is really weird looking at this place from what looks like a fishbowl lens. How it looks a little round instead of like very straight with the edges of the walls, and it just looks kind of odd to look at. But that's pretty much it for praises, because the rest of the acting is just so awful. Especially Paul Sparks in this, who is just completely sleepwalking through this movie and acts so stiff and too monotone that I just like wondering if he was even trying. While I do appreciate the attempt of giving Rebecca a backstory, I just didn't find her character that engaging. It felt completely obvious of where her character is going, while also making her a complete idiot. The amount of times she keeps falling for the false memories that she's seeing is just completely embarrassing. The movie also looked very cheap in terms of the lighting and the soundtrack that reminds me way too much of Saw. Which I was like, if Willa Holland wants to be in a Saw film, that's perfectly fine, but this is just not the one to do it. I also find the story to be completely incomprehensible to follow. It goes by so quick with too many questions that are not even answered that well, because it just wants to keep going fast and fast and fast, not really letting me breathe in all this lore that is being established to me. Especially when there are creatures in this movie that I'm not even sure if this is even explained or not. And the ending of this movie is just so awful. The Mortuary Assistant is such a terrible movie that I feel like it probably doesn't do the video game justice, that honestly does not make me want to play the game. If anything, makes me want to take that game off the wish list because of how bad this movie is. I give this film a 1 out of 10. If you like this review, leave a like, favorite, and follow more film review content.